and welcome to the Celebration Space. My name is Kaylee Phelps, and I am very excited to have you here, especially if you're watching live. I do want to let you know today we are going to be talking about how I organize my headspace. I do have a little assistant, Millie, that is down by the tripod, so if I shake a little bit, it's probably due to that assistant. Hopefully she will calm down a little bit. I have my coffee here. I hope that you might have your coffee or tea with you as well. And really what I want to talk about today, I want to be very clear, is more about your mental health and your mental health habits, your headspace being more of your mindset than it is about how you are planning your day. So I'm going to be talking about how you plan your day and getting into more of those logistics next Monday, same time, same place. So, but today, like I said, I'm going to be talking about my headspace. And today I am in my bedroom because this is where I really do use these two resources I'm going to be talking about today. So you don't need to have any kind of resources if you want to organize your headspace in the same way. I do have 4 different priorities that I see as like the main ways to organize your headspace. So one of them being practicing gratitude, the next creating your priorities to educate your habits, leaning into self-reflection, and then also knowing what you can control. So like I said, I have these 2 resources. I'm going to start with this. I am backwards just so that you can see what I am showing you rather than the opposite way around. So the first one is the Start Today journal. So I use this in the morning. I started using this last October. It is by Rachel Hollis. So if you've ever heard of Rachel Hollis, she has a bunch of books. She has a bunch of resources. There's a lot going on with her right now, and something that I know for sure is that I really love this resource and I use it every morning. I have a blank version to show y'all just so that you don't have to see what I have, but it starts with gratitude. So the first thing I consider important is gratitude. For this, since it's 5 different things, it's usually something from the last 24 hours. I'm just gonna move this because Millie is resting her head on it. But yes, so this is really great. And then the thing that's really different about this is that you're listing out your 10 dreams that you made happen. So they're basically based on looking at how you want to be in the next 10 years of your life, but it could be, I mean, in the next year of your life, the next 5 years, whatever you want to prioritize with this, and then writing out in the front of the book about what you want to, what dreams would have to come true for you to be able to achieve that. So this is really a priority maker. It's really going to make you write out every single day the 10 things that you have made happen, basically as if they are past tense, they have already happened, even though they are dreams yet to be achieved. So it kind of tricks your brain into thinking that the goal is more achievable, and it also makes you get into the mindset of the person that you want to be if these dreams were accomplished. So, and then at the very bottom, it talks about the goal I am going to achieve first. So that really also, Rachel Hollis is really clear about. She talks about this in her podcast. She talks about it in a number of different places if you want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. But she talks about how you can really only achieve one goal at a time. So I agree with that. I think focusing on one thing at a time, we all have so many different things going on in our lives that if you have one big thing that you're trying to focus on, that is great. And I also like that both of these resources you'll see up at the top, the date, you can put it in. If you skip a couple days, I try not to go any more than 2 days without doing this because I really do see a lot of benefit from practicing gratitude every morning and writing out all of those dreams, but it's a really great resource. Then the one that I love, this is the #1 mindfulness journal in the Netherlands, and I came across this last August. It's called the Vertalis Journal, and I think it's an incredible journal to use and a guideline. So you can do any of these things without any kind of like buying anything like I mentioned, but I really like this because it is guided. It's 13 weeks where you focus on different facets of your life. So you're going to talk about yourself and others. You're going to talk about your dreams. You're going to talk about money. You're going to talk about a bunch of different things. And so I'm going to open up to a random page and just show you what this is chapter 2, convictions and self-image, and it always starts out with writing out the date, the day of the week, and then the time. So I like this as well because you can skip a couple days, but you always know what day of the week it was when you're looking back. And much like the Start Today journal, starts with gratitude. So what are you grateful for at this moment? And for me, Start Today is 5 things. So they're little things. They're not big things. They're not Instagram worthy things. They are, I loved playing with my cat, my afternoon walk, my cup of coffee. This, since it's really focusing on one thing, is a little different while I'm reflecting in the evening. It also always has the prompt, what is going well and what could be better. So I think that's important, just so that you're recognizing, okay, I have made these strides in this area. I am improving in this area. And then what could be better is more of just like, okay, maybe I fell short here. So having that self-reflection, really leaning into it, like I mentioned earlier, I think is important. And then there's always a different question right here. So what got you excited in the past week? I think especially during the global health crisis, when we've all been inside, when there's been a lot going on in the world, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, I really like having prompts that will guide me, because this is, like I said, you could do it in any journal, any blank page, but I really like this as a resource because it prompts me and I need that guidance sometimes. And then reflect on your day. So this was a big game changer for me, mostly because there have been days, especially during quarantine, especially on a weekend or when I was working full-time in an office, where it's like, okay, I drove into the office, I had a couple meetings, I came home, I made dinner, I ate dinner, I watched a TV show, I went to bed. But when you actually start listing out all of the things in your day, when you're filling a whole page, when you're ranking at the bottom, 1 to 10, I'm not sure, it looks like it's getting washed out. There we go. When you score your day, when you're actually really reflecting, it's really great for memory recall. It's really good for stress control. It lowers your blood pressure. It's gonna make you reflect on things. It's gonna help you literally turn the page to the next day and let things go. I don't know about y'all, but if I had a blunder that day, if I'm like, oh, why did I say that? Why did I do that? I can't believe I forgot to do this thing. Rather than sitting in bed and thinking about it, staring at a blank ceiling, I'm actually writing it out, putting it down on the page and letting it go. So I think that these 2 things have really been game changers for me. Like I said, you can do this in any little journal. I think really just making sure you're practicing gratitude, figuring out what your priorities are so that it educates your habits for every single day, knowing what you can control. And now I'm gonna forget one of my own things that I just wrote about, and leaning into self-reflection, which I think for me has been one of the biggest stress reliever and anxiety relieving things. I did already publish the blog for this, so I'm gonna upload this video with it, but it does have a link to an article that has a ton of reviews about how journaling can really help. I think that if you're not a physical writer, I am a physical writer. I like to write down with pen and paper, but you can type this out. You can sit down, you can say it out loud. I think making something more real in terms of just letting it out and letting it go is going to be really helpful. And yeah, so those are the main premises. I have a lot of resources that I've linked that I've also used just for goal strategies and prioritization as well. And like I said, next week, same time, same place, I'm going to talk about getting organized for the week rather than just your mental health, really getting down to the nitty-gritty of making sure that you check everything off of your to-do list and have your priorities straight for that week, which really is educated by these journals and by what you're writing down. So that's all I have for you today. I really appreciate those who joined me live. I hope that you enjoyed a couple sips of coffee, and I'm so glad that you met me for this little coffee break. And until next time, enjoy celebrating today. Bye-bye.